Yes, we're back. We're back again in X-Plane. We're back again in Perranporth, where we ended just down there. We're back again in the Cessna 172. This time we'll continue our journey from a rather overcast looking Perranporth, and we're off to Plymouth on our trek to eventually get to John O'Groats. What can possibly go wrong? It will of course be a bonus to arrive alive. Grab that guidebook to UK flying then, and let's go. So yeah, hi there, Steve here, and welcome back to X-Plane. Yeah, so back in the 172 again. We're here at Perranporth where we left off last time. The plane is cold and dark, and we are going to go from where we are here in Perranporth all the way across to here to Plymouth, part of our adventure going up the country, which may take a while. 25 minutes, 41 miles is this leg. Let's give this thing some power. Mixture in, a little bit of throttle, and it's alive. Right, I was trying to look on a little nav map to see if there was anywhere I could actually, although we've got the glide slope here, there's nowhere I can actually set a destination to be able to then turn on to runway heading, which is what we try and do. There's no beacons or anything around here, it seems, which is quite odd. So I'm going to have to just wing it, I think. So I think we'll follow the autopilot, and then when I come to here, I'll just sort of turn off a bit and go on runway heading. I think that might actually be the case. So yeah, we're going to fly from Perranporth, past St Austell, over here, sort of Saltash, and into Plymouth. So it should be quite a nice trip. Again, I've got real world weather turned on, so we should get the weather effects, which as I record this, it's the whatever day it is, it's the 3rd of March, currently 5 to 9 in the morning, so it hasn't really a chance to get bright yet. So let's set a destination to EGHD. If I can do that, EG H D Plymouth. There we go. Activate. Yes, it's saying we should be at 1,000 feet according to the little nav map, so that's all good. Let's put some lights and things on. So lights away, and let's make our way off then. Just making sure I can get to the runway that way using little nav map. Little nav map is such an awesome tool. If I remember, I'll put a link to it in the description below. A brilliant piece of kit that you can actually zoom in right down to where you are here on the runway, so you can see where the taxiways are and where the runway is. It's really, really cool and free. So brilliant for flight planning. Tells you what altitude you should be at, so you put in where you're going from and to, and it says I should be at 2,000 feet really, but we're going to try 1,000 feet just because we want to see true Earth. So hop inside, release them brakes, and make our way. If you're new to my videos, this is going to be what seems to be a continuing series now, where we're going to end up making our way to John O'Groats in this plane. I may switch it up occasionally and use another plane. If there's anything this good that comes along, then that may be the case. We're not going to do a direct route. I was actually looking at the map last night and thinking that rather than just try and take the shortest route, I think I might sort of try and go around the outside of the UK. So it could be a follow the south coast, sort of along to sort of Weymouth from Plymouth, off across to sort of Portsmouth, along to sort of Hastings, Brighton, sort of follow follow around the coast to eventually end up going up the east coast of the UK, and then getting up to Scotland. I think that could be more interesting. I think I'm just trying to do a direct route. So make our way out onto the runway. Yeah, the rather bouncy looking runway we ended up coming in on. Okay, so taxi light can go off now. Everything else is fine. Turn a bit EP2 heat. Let's give it the beans. So I do fly using rudder pedals and Cytec throttle quadrant, as well as Cytec switch panels. That makes life a lot easier for me. I think we should be able to take advantage of that hill. Which we can. Let's turn the AP on. And that's going to take us on our way. So true earth scenery, looking fantastic. So only going to climb to 1,000 feet. So there's the airport we just left at Perranporth. Slightly misty morning here in Cornwall. But yeah, the level of detail that is in True Earth is stunning. It is really, really good. It's a paid scenery, of course, and it's in 3 sections for the UK. We've got South, which is what we're in now. Then you've got Central, and then you've got North. I haven't flown anything in North yet. And it's going to be a while before we get there if I'm going the long way round. But we'll keep the flights to this, you know, about sort of 40-50 miles. So it may take a while, depending on where there's airports. And I don't want to land at major airports either. So there'll be no going into Bristol or into Southampton or certainly into Heathrow. Won't be doing any of that. We'll try and stick to these smaller airports. Past the wind turbines. The level of detail is brilliant. So where we're coming up on now, bring the old nav map back in. If I zoom out, so that's where we've just taken off from. I did think about landing. There is a grass strip at Bodmin. I did think about going there, and then looked and thought it was only 40 miles to go across to Plymouth, so I thought we'd do that instead. So we're going to come up on St Austell soon, and then we should see the coast off to our right, just going past Looe as you come into Saltash and Plymouth. There's someone else flying in the UK as well. So then what we'll do then is from Plymouth, it might have to be Exeter. Don't really want to, unless we can make our way past Exeter and land at Dunkswell. Well, there is these little ones here, like Brankscombe. That could be quite interesting, rather than Exeter. And then we'll come across to here. What's that? That's Bournemouth. You know, so you want to avoid Bournemouth. That's too major. What's this one down here? That could be quite cool. Yeah, I don't think we'll get the plane in that somehow. I don't know, 787 feet. Portland. That's doable, surely. I can get a Cessna in there, can't I? And then we'll carry on our way around the outside of the UK. Might be harder to get some planes. There's quite a few, see? All the way up. And eventually we'll end up here at Wick, because there's nothing else that we can land at. Not a lot of airports up in Scotland. Right, I can now see ahead of me why it wants me to be at 2,000 feet. But we should be fine. As long as we're not flying directly into that wind turbine. So coming up on St Austell over here. Just look at the detail. Apart from the couple of houses in the street there, it is really, really well done. With a solar farm down there. Okay, we might be a bit close to land. I'm going to climb slightly to 1,500 feet, because that might have been a bit close. There you go. We're back down to 1,000 now. Yeah, a few more feet over and that wouldn't have ended well, that wind turbine, wouldn't it? So there's some Austell down there. Just look at the detail, it's stunning. It's really, really nice. Only 26 miles away now, 10 minutes. So I'm going to have to alter my course when we get closer, so I can actually come in and turn onto the runway heading, because otherwise it's going to end up being a bit of a disaster. But yeah, I do like this 172. So I've done a lot of hours in it now. What are we on now? 37 hours I've flown in this thing. Considering all the other aircraft I've got. It may be that I'll switch up the aircraft. Don't know if I'll keep using this one for the whole journey. It could be where we've got a bit of a longer leg to do. Certainly once we get up the east coast. It may be that I'll switch it up and jump into the Kodiak or something like that. Something a little bit quicker. We shall see. We've got the sea over there. Yeah, so there was St Austell Bay around there, and St Austell Town back in here. I do love this part of the UK. I haven't been down there for a few years, but it is really nice. So 8 minutes to go. So I'm actually going to think about my course. It's got me on a direct course here. Let me turn off the following mode. Whereas the runway is going that way. So I'm going to need to be over here somewhere, really. Because there isn't a... I could use... see, I don't know how to use these things yet. And there's nowhere here that I can set. So there's there's no beacons or anything that I can actually set my destination to, so I could then come in. There's nothing out here on the coast, so I could have come in on the runway heading. And there's nothing sort of anywhere up here where I could have flown to and then turned onto runway heading. Airstrip there, it isn't even on the map, but not on X-Plane. So I'm going to have to change my course. So that's on 84 degrees. If I come off, if I change to a heading mode, set that at the moment 84, and then so if I just do that now, and then if I take myself off of that, so if I go to like 70, there we go, I'll start to turn, and then when we're roughly in line with the runway, so the runway heading is, we want 13, so heading a 124. So when I'm sort of up here somewhere, I'll turn on to 124. That's the plan anyway. So still keeping the sea in distance over there. This is looking stunning though, isn't it? Look at it. And this is, you know, the beginning of the day. I've got real world weather turned on, real world time is on. So as I'm flying this now, it's what, 10 past 9 in the morning. So the sun isn't up yet, so it could be slightly gloomy. Where I am, about 5 hours north of here, it's raining, so at least we haven't got rain to deal with. Just that mist across the landscape, it just looks absolutely brilliant. So I do like this little 172 as well. 135 knots, so pretty much max everything. So I've just kept the throttles forward. Not great for the plane. We're actually over our speed that we should be doing. So we're cruising at over 130, which is not great. Also 135, so ground speed of 147, which isn't hanging around for a 172. But we'll slow it down soon, because we won't be far off having to turn onto runway heading of 124 and make our approach, and hopefully landing. So I'm keeping my eye on the little nav map. So there we are. So that's what. So I want to follow off. So that's obviously the line we need to be at, sort of here. So when I intersect that line, so just let me just see, just around the river. So when I get to the river here, I need to be turning onto runway heading. Which in theory, with the mapping as good as it is, we should be able to see that river. But we'll start slowing it down. There's a valley up here, we can see. I'm guessing that's where our river is. Yeah, and there's our river. Just there. So once we get to the river, we'll turn onto runway heading, then hope that we head towards an airport. Slowing it down a bit as well. Right, so yeah, here's the river. Right, so now I'm going to start the turn onto runway heading of 124 and hope. I think I've actually turned too early. When we look at little nav map, it's not bad. So I'm just going to turn away from the runway heading for a little bit. Across this river. And then turn back to it again. So now somewhere in front of us we're looking for an airport which is 3 miles away. There, is that it? Yes, that's it. Okay, slightly off. It's a bit of a built-up area, so it don't crash into anything or anyone. But welcome to Plymouth. You wouldn't live around here then, would you? Seem to be coming in at a strange angle. Well, I made it down. Blimey. I didn't think I was going to make that down then. Where's my... I actually got to backtrack. Down there, the world's narrowest taxiway. You actually don't think it's a taxiway. I think it's a road. Let's go back up here. That's more like it. There we go. We made it. The landing was a bit squiffy. But we made it nonetheless. Let's get rid of that. The parking brake on. And then shut it down. And into darkness we go. We will leave her there. And then we'll carry on, yeah, next time. We'll leave here in Plymouth and make our way across here. There's nowhere. It's a shame there's nowhere down sort of Dartmouth way that we could land. There's nothing even near Torquay, so you're gonna have to cut across. Don't really want to do Exeter, but I reckon we'll do something like this, Branscombe, something like that. So a bit of a longer trip next time across Dawlish and up there. That could be quite interesting. And then we're carrying our way around the south coast of the UK. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Hit subscribe if you want to carry on watching the series. I'll try and make it a weekly event on a Saturday. And don't forget to check out my other content as well. OMSI the bus simulator on a Monday, something from Fernbus or Tourist Bus on a Friday. And as I record this, I don't know what's going to fill that Wednesday slot yet. I'm not sure. It may be a bit of a rotating theme on a Wednesday. And don't forget, I'm live on Twitch at the weekends as well. Sometimes doing some flying, sometimes doing some trucking, and sometimes doing some other stuff. So check out the Twitch page as well. And of course, mustn't forget, I will put a link to the Discord server in the description below. A brilliant and growing community over there on Discord, and a lot of flight fans in there as well. So if you're into flight and want an awesome community to join, Discord could be the place for you. I'll leave that there. We'll carry on our quest onto a grass strip probably next time. Until then, if you have been, thanks very, very much for watching.